I'm live right now. Yeah, it's working. So we've been recorded so you guys can watch it later. And now it's your turn, Lila. Isla. Every time I just say Lila, I'm sorry. It's just so hard sometimes.
No problem. So guys, I'm Ayla. Good evening. I'm from Pará. I was born and raised here. I'm married. I have one daughter and one little dog. Uh, my daughter is 25. She's a woman, a beautiful woman, by the way. And I work as a public servant, and I've been studying English for almost 4 years now, and that's it. And I think today it's a uncommon topic, and I think it was interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So let's finally. Are you guys able to see the questions? All of them? The nine? Okay. Fernanda, are you a mother? I'm not sure.
No,
Okay.
no,
So,
I don't
okay.
even have a boyfriend.
Yeah. So let's start with you. Let's suppose you're
Okay,
pregnant. Would you throw a
okay.
gender review party to disclose to family and friends what your baby sex is?
No, I'm not really a fan of throwing parties. I think someday I will marry someone, I think, or no, but I hope so. But I don't plan to have a party. I don't have this dream of having parties in general. So I just am not a party person, so I wouldn't throw a party just to reveal the baby sex. I think I would just say put in a WhatsApp group with my family and just that.
Yeah, yeah. So what about you, Marcel?
So, in my case, I don't like this gender reveal party. I like to know about the sex, the baby. Uh, I have two children, one granddaughter. Not happening the gender reveal party. My sister doing one gender reveal party. Your children is a good party. I enjoy, but when I'm invited, I don't realize the event in my family. For example, I'm anxious about the sex, the baby.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Isla?
So guys, when I was pregnant, I've never thought to throw this kind of party. Because at first, because there was no kind of party in that moment. Uh, I my daughter is 25, so I was pregnant in 1998, and then that point, people only give us some gift, and it's no common. But I think I I wouldn't throw a gender review party because I don't know. I think I like to be a surprise, and I think it's not good to focus on gender too. I don't know. Um, I think it's not good for the children, and because maybe you might repeat a, a gender standard, to focus on so much on gender, and it's no good, I think.
Yeah, yeah. In my case, first, I don't want to have children, but in the future, I wouldn't do it as well because I want people to be happy because, I I mean, in my case, it's really hard because first, I'm not a woman, so I wouldn't have a baby in my body. And second, I wouldn't date a woman because I'm gay, so nobody would get pregnant, so there's no gender reveal at all. And if someday I feel that I want to have children, I will adopt. So there's no gender reveal really. So that doesn't make sense for me. But if I was straight, for example, I wouldn't do it as well because I want people to feel happy because I am bringing a new person to the world and not because it's a boy or a girl or whatever. I want them to feel like, oh, congratulations and good luck with your job of being a dad, and I wish you the best for you, for your family. And I think that's the why that's what should be, parenting, being a mother or being a dad, and not like, oh, it's a boy, then it's gonna be the man of the house, or it's a girl, uh, you know, she needs to take care of her, and I just don't agree with it. So, question number two, is there any problem in the standardization of pink or blue colors to signify whether the baby is a girl or a boy? What's your opinion, Marcio?
So, in my opinion, any problem about the color pink and blue, but here in Brazil is a cultural. The man, the color blue, the girl, the color pink is common events. And another thing, I don't have problem about the pink, the blue is normal for me, but it's a cultural. When you have a children, for example, in my case, I have my son, is complicated. For example, an event or another thing about the color pink, not about the prejudice, but another people, cultural, the man, the color blue is a customs, in my opinion, for example. That's it.
Yeah, and I think question number two, it's really related to question number three. Why can a boy gravitate to the color purple, or why can a girl gravitate to black? Why must there be only two options for genders when there's a whole rainbow of colors for a child to resonate with? And I think the questions is really similar to one another, so you guys can answer both of them. Masio already said that it's because a cultural thing. We associate blue with man and pink with woman to have
Yeah,
something to say. Yeah,
yeah, about the culture, about the color. For example, the name Rainbow,
rainbow.
arco-íris.
Yeah,
Arco-íris for the rainbow, for example, is a cultural. The color the LGBTQIA+. A long time use the color the rainbow about the generally a lot of peoples in Brazil. Another question, the pink, the blue. For example, nowadays, the black is common, the girls and the boy use the black color. The purple is another color more used about the girls because the cultural, the family, a long time, is traditional. For example, about the example, another times, for example, the boys blue, the girls pink, LGBTQIA+, is a rainbow, is normal here in Brazil. in my opinion. That is
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Thank you, Marcio. And I think nowadays people are more cool with boy wearing, pink things. But at the same time, I feel that when it's a baby, it might be the, right thing to do, giving the boy the blue collar. And I think including in gender parties, I think it would be really weird if somebody just, use black for girl. Or is it a girl or is a dinosaur? I don't know. It's like weird if I say this. I would like, what is this about, because it's a cultural thing, as Masha said. But what's your opinion, Ayla, about this? Question number 2 and 3.
So I agree with Márcio. I think there is a strong cultural influence about this, uh, the environment about it. But I think it's complicated sometimes because sometimes I think it's the children don't like it. It's a boy, but he likes pink color, and the opposite. Uh, there is a girl, and she likes uh, blue clothes. She likes to play with the little cars or superheroes. And it could help. And if you say for these children, oh, you are a girl, and uh, you must wear uh, only uh, pink clothes. It doesn't make sense for me. It doesn't make sense. Okay, I think the children are developing their mind. There is a formation, and you need to respect. You need to be respectful about it. And I think especially nowadays when you you are talking more about the different when there is a gender, but the children the children, the child doesn't identify with their gender. I think it's a girl, but I'm not identify being a girl. So, and
Yeah.
I think it's important to pay attention more about it and to be our awareness more. And about the question number 3, uh, it's so interesting because I agree. Uh, there is a whole rainbow of colors, and and if there is so many colors different, uh, why I need to wear or to like only the same color? Uh, I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult because there is a culture, a culture, a, a culture, a strong culture about it. But it's important to try change it and to uh, open our minds about it, and not to I don't know how can I say impose for children. So you are girl, so you can't play with boys' toys, for example, and the opposite the same.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really complicated, but Fernanda now is giving us a solution, right, Fernanda? Can you answer those questions?
Um, for me, it's a problem to put a color related to a gender because for me, a color is about emotion. So the color pink I see as a romantic thing. So why can a boy be romantic and a girl needs to be romantic because is the pink is the ideal for her. For me, it's reinforce a stereotype that all girls are cute and romantic, and the boys can be this way because they are supposed to use colors that gives a more sense of power, maybe like a blue or a black. So I don't like to give this idea that a color is for genders. For me, it's all about emotion, and depending how you feel, you can use these colors to express yourself. Depending if you are a girl or a boy. Because if you're feeling powerful or romantic, you can use a red color. If you're feeling peaceful, you use a white color, maybe. No, it shouldn't be a representation of a gender for me.
Yeah, here's the solution, guys. I told you. She said everything. And I really agree with you, Fernanda. Thank you. And Isla said one really interesting thing, and I have no question about it, but I want to ask you both, Marcio and Fernanda. Do you think there any problem in, you know, when children playing, let's suppose a boy is playing with dolls. Is there any problem with it? It means the boy will be a feminine person. It means he's not a man at all. Or it could mean that maybe he's gay, he's LGBT. It could influences the boy to, I don't know, choose or to lay down to a certain sexual orientation. Do you think is there any relation? Because in my case, like I loved to watch Barbie when I was a kid and I love playing with dolls. And yeah, I'm gay, but I don't think that happens at all with everyone. Just because you watch Barbie or just because you like things that mostly girls play with, it means you're not straight, or it means that in the future you would be more feminine. I don't know. What do you think, Marcia?
So, about this question, I don't have a problem when the a little kid to play the Barbie or another thing. In my case, for example, here in my house, I like the dialogue with my children, my my daughter, my son, a long time. Nowadays, my son have 14 years. I conversation with him a lot because him start a new phase, adolescence for younger. This phase about the meet one girlfriend, the first girlfriend. For example, I think, in my opinion, it's necessary conversation, understand to show to show for the adolescents, the young about the pros and the cons, your choice, for example, because one father acceptable your children, for example, is a gay, for example, but not talk about the problems the society your children to face it in the world, for example, in the after your children have a problem, the prejudice, depression, and the another thing. In my opinion, it's necessary conversation a lot to show the pros and cons. E the chosen is the person. For example, here in my house, I say, eh, my, I forgot English. Meu papel é ensinar.
Yeah. So, what about you, Fernanda? What do you think about the things I asked before?
Yeah, it's a very different, interesting question because I think it can be, but also cannot because I know these two cases. I followed a makeup people. I forgot the name. A hairdresser. They also like is making makeup. He was a man and he was straight, but he liked it a lot since he was a kid. Using not use. I don't know if he used makeup, but he likes to do to do that on people like to see the beauty products, and it didn't mean anything about his being gay. So, and I also know a colleague that is very masculine, what people would say. She likes playing soccer with the boys. She's always around the boys, and she's also straight. And so, for me, it's not a definition, but also it can depends on the family or on the environment this person is, because maybe a boy that has contact with Barbie dolls has or a sister or has um, cousins maybe that go there and show to him this kind of doll, and is interested in that, or not just is just playing because it's there and he has just the this to play with him. Maybe I think it's
Yeah,
not just this one thing that defines,
yeah. And I really invite my sister because she has all type of dolls, and I was like with a dinosaur, a Power Ranger, and I didn't like it at all. But then with time, I was just learning how to play with them. So my grandmother's house, as an example, I used to dress them and to play with them. So by
Mhm.
that time, I started to like them, the things that I was to play with. But yeah, it can be and it cannot be. It's not a really a thing to say, straight thing. Do you have something to add, Isla, to the question that I've made based on the things that you said?
Uh, would you repeat, please?
I was talking about one thing that you said about the role that playing with dolls for boys influences their sexuality, or if a girl likes to play with cars, it means she will be lesbian in the future because lesbians like camionero would say that girls like this kind of thing, and also about being masculine or feminine. Is it really thing to care about when it comes to sexuality, sexual identity, or I don't know, sexual orientation? Do you think if a guy likes to play with dolls, then he's gay?
Well, I heard a lot about it. Uh, Sometimes I heard from people close to me, and I think it's terrible uh, because people say, "Oh, you are a girl and you can't play uh, with we play with the boys to toys," and I think uh, I I'm a mother, so I think when my daughter was a child, I remember I only concerned about if she was happy and if she was enjoying her childhood or not. I've never thought, oh. uh, I I I don't buy I don't buy I I think so. Eu não vou comprar. Eu não buy. I want to buy this toy because it's a a masculine toy, I think. And if I give some like that to my daughter, she become a lesbian in the future. No, no. I think it's kind of a violence. I think children only want to pray, want to know the word, and they are developing their mind, their formation, and I only concerned to be a good mother. Um, um, I only concerned to offer to her the happiest childhood, you know. Uh, because I was honest. Uh, my main role as a mother, it's to 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 teach my kid with love, and to uh, I don't know, educate her, educá-la, uh,
Yeah,
with good feelings.
yeah,
Uh, I think that's the way she uh, could be a good person, a person uh, who who respectful to other people, in without think about the people's gender, people's race, people's I don't know, financial situation. I don't know, and this kind of prejudice, I think I always talk to her about it, and I think it's the best as a parent to be a good parent. So difficult to talk about this question.
yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I sorry.
I'm sure you're doing a great job as a mother. So guys, let's move quickly because we just have 20 minutes and a lot of questions. So please, let's talk about everything. So question number 4, do you think that sex and genitalia are equal to gender in all cases? Do you think, Fernanda?
No, I don't think. I think the idea is different when it's a boy or it's a girl. About sex, when the idea in general is that if a boy has a lot of sex, he is a powerful man, he is desirable. If a girl has a lot of sex, she's just a whore. I think that is the idea that people see in general. Um, and about genitalia, I don't know how to pronunciate. For me, it's not also the same thing. I think always the man has this idea of being powerful. There's also that expression saying that if you have balls to do that. So if you have balls, if you're a man, you have this powerful, you have this boldness. And considering a girl is always about being soft, you know, and being
Yeah,
shamed.
yeah. You brought a really interesting perspective about, social norms and also the construction of man and woman. But this question can also be understood as a, offense to transgender people, as an example,
Mm,
because they might have a genitalia of as a man, of I don't know how to say this, but let's suppose a person has a male genitalia, which is a penis. So people assume that his gender will be male. It's gonna be a man, but then this person can identify as a man. They could have a body that we believe it's a body built for a man, but then they don't identify themselves as a man. So it's a problem because in the gender reveal party, everyone thought that it's gonna be a man, but then when the children were born, uh, they don't identify as a man. So what's the problem, What do we do now? We've mistaken, and I think that's a huge problem for transgender people. We know that children they take a couple of I don't know years to figure it, but some of them at the really beginning they do know they're not man or woman, and they do know they're not happy with their own body. So that can be a huge problem. What's your opinion, Ayla, about question number 4?
So, about this question, I don't agree. I don't agree. I think uh, in all cases, uh, it, it's not true because, as I said before, I think it's more days people are talking more about, and we can to be awareness consciente, mais consciente, about this because I watched uh, some documentaries, some situation when uh, uh, the children don't identify with uh, their gender, and it's in the children when these children don't be respectful about it, they can develop some mental disorders, and because they feel like uh, eles se sentem não aceitos. I don't know how can I say, and it that could be so harmful for the person, and I think how much it's a huge problem because sometimes there is some people who want to see children, teenagers, uh, anyway, people only because they nasceram with a gender, uh, but they don't identify it with their gender. So, and because this, they suffer prejudice, and because they aren't accepted for uh, for for their family, for people who they love so much, and it's so bad. It's so bad. It's so harmful. And because I agree, we need to love people as they are and know how we would you like they, como a gente gostaria que eles fossem.
Yeah. I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you for the answer, Ayla. Now you finally, Marcio, about question number 4. What's your opinion?
So, about the question number 4, um, I I agree with Ayla. Is a different the people the sex and the genitalia because nowadays is a big problem. Several people about have in your mind one sex, in your another genitalia, for example, different your sex. In another day, I see one news about the cirurgy, the transition, the sex is high a lot in the, the last days because the problem the people have a mind one sex genital another sex uh, is necessário treatment by psychological severe persons e adaptation in your life about uh, the live better, for example, in my opinion. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Marcio. Now, question number 5. I think it's the hardest one because here we have some concepts that we need to understand in order to answer the question. But if you guys don't get it, just can explain again. We can search for it. So, question number 5. Are intersex people who are born with sexual characteristics which do not align with the binary sex of male and female, as well as non-binary and gender diverse people completely dismissed in these reviews? What's your opinion, Fernanda?
I don't think I understand the question. Sorry,
Yeah,
a lot
the
of
question,
concepts.
yeah, let's simplify it. The question is basically asking if transgender people and also the intersex people, if the gender party reviews are not worthy for them because, the party happens before they were born, before they discovered,
Mhm.
before they figured out their gender, the sexuality. So are they just ignored by this? Because we know that they exist. They are everywhere. We have, like Masha said, a lot of surgeries. We have, they
Mhm.
are nowadays getting more, human rights when it comes to, I don't know, changing the name, doing surgeries, using SUS for an example, and a whole of new processes that it's important for them to have a quality of life. So do you
Mhm.
think that intersex and transgender people, they are just ignored in those parties?
Yeah, after you explaining, I believe they are because it's not so inclusive. But as also you said, how can the parent know what the person will be? So it's really difficult to um, to not let these people aside because how can how can you know? So and how do you differ distinguish between them because we already have stereotypes when it's just a boy and a girl that are straight. Imagine having all the others. You have a lot of more stereotype. Oh, this is the color for this kind of person. Oh, so I think it's better just to banish this party and not just to to input the concept of what this person will be. Just you get to know the person as you live, as this person is growing, because it's not something you can just define when it's just a baby. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and I think this question it's an excellent argument to fight against those parties because if you ask this question for a person, so what's the color of transgender people? They're gonna answer
Yeah.
what? Oh, we cannot know. So what are you doing? You know, showing if it's a boy or girl if you cannot know it. So yeah, thank you, Fernando. What's your opinion, Marcio? Could you get the idea of the question?
So, about the question, the last 5 years is the different because it is a new change in the world, for example, about the LGBTQIA+, and another thing, because in the past, it's normal men, girl, gay, gays, men or girl. For example, nowadays about the new categories, a new identifies different is, for example, very hard understand the option, the people, for example, binary, non-binary, is several genders, new genders is the last 5 years. In my opinion, it's very hard for everyone about this new categories, the different diversity genders, the people. Uh, I think it is necessary understand everyone, your choices, your decision, but everyone know about the our society is a prejudice. A long time in the work, in the school, in the church, the society is a prejudice. One people revelation your orientation is necessary prepare for the prejudice to face the society. Is a cultural in our country, uh, but I believe about the advance the internet, advance the information in the futuro, uh, 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 a little prejudice, but the people is necessary to face your opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
Opinion. That's it.
Yeah, thank you, Marcio. I'm sorry for the questions, guys. Some of them are really hard too, and I'm just trying to make an, I don't know, to figure it out my own opinion about it, and it's, I don't know, complicated. Now it's your turn, Isla.
Oh my gosh, it's a challenge to talk. To figure out the right words, so but I will try. I will try. So I think yeah, it's difficult for these people because unfortunately, as Marcio said, there is so much prejudice because most people think their opinion, their option, it's right. It's the only right way to uh, to have a relationship, for example, uh, and we know it's a lie.
What happened?
Your internet disconnection bad. Victor,
Yeah,
another talk about this question. For example, you said about the name. For example, nowadays the new government uh, uh, I forgot implantou about, por example, the contest or school, another thing. You can choose your name, for example, your name, identity name, but your choose name, for example, I forgot the name, crachá, or another identification for a contest or school, another thing is the advanced, because the name is the first prejudice about the person. For example, in the past, I participated one interview job. There, one person is a man, but use feels address is a man, but I forgot the name. Transgênero em English, for example. When the person said your name, Paula Vitória, in the interview job, a lot of people scared, assustado, scared, because is a man, but the name is Paula Vitória, por exemplo. But nowadays is normal. Another thing I see in the television, for example, about the trisal. The last year, for example, one news in programa fantástico, one news about the trisal in the Instagram, for example, a lot of followers
Yeah,
about the nowadays about the advanced the information is more normal the people to show your identify.
yeah, perfect. So, guys, we don't have time to answer the four last questions, but I would like to ask Fernanda if she maybe if she would come to a immersion in which I would do a part two of this one, adding more
Oh,
questions.
I can promise it would be next week.
It would be in the another week.
I will
Next,
try.
okay,
I will
okay.
try.
So I
Okay.
will prepare a part two of this. So we are going to have question 6, 7, 8, and 9, and more questions. Okay, guys?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so I'm sending to you the link of the feedback so you guys can answer it and just evaluate the immersion. And thank you all for coming. Thank you, Ayla. I don't know if you're saying this, but it was great to have you here. And yeah, guys, this is it. And good night.
Thank you. Bye bye.
See you.